Devin Nunes shut it down. Devin Nunes shut the thing down before it even got started. Devin Nunes is a patriot. He's a patriot. He has been zeroed in and laser focused on this thing since its inception. That's why they tried to knock him out of it. They tried to get him to recuse himself like Jeff Sessions did. But they got him to step down for a brief moment, but he worked his way back in. These Democrats, they're not very intelligent, but they know the law. They've been around the game long enough to know how to get stuff done in a corruptly, but in a just way, according to the laws that they've established. These people are deeply entrenched in the laws of this country, and they know how this stuff works. Is it just me, or it seems like these Democrat people and everybody that's involved in this deep state thing are very unintelligent, unimpressive? Muleface Mueller today was very unimpressive, very unimpressive. He didn't know anything about the report that he wrote. He didn't know anything. He wasn't intelligent. He didn't give any insight, nothing. And the Democrats was honestly hoping for that aha moment, that impact moment to say, we can impeach him now. Oh, this is the impeachment. These people are dumber than bricks in a yard. They are dumb. Brenner, Clapper. They were all of these people are very unintelligent. Stroke. All of these people, Comey. They are not impressive. They just don't have it. They're dumb. Mueller, that guy, you think he knows how to run the House, knows how to run a committee? That dude is like, you could getting a guy off the street and putting him up there. He doesn't know what he's doing. But you can tell that they were very disappointed in Mueller's presentation today. Mueller couldn't answer any questions. I love the Republican questions. I love their questions. They shut Mueller down. And if you can't see that this was a deep state effort, and that the FBI and the Democrats and the media were all together involved in running this hoax and running this game, you're purposely blind. You're purposely blind. When Jim Jordan, I love him. I love Jim. He's a real patriot. When he began to ask Mueller, why didn't you ask the guy about the Steele report? He's the guy that began all of this stuff. He was the one who initiated all of this stuff. Why didn't you prosecute him for lying? Why didn't you indict him for lying? He lied. You said General Flynn lied. You said these people connected, everybody orbiting Trump lied, and you got them. You gave them some prison time. But what about this guy here that started the whole report? Why didn't you get him? Mueller said, well, I can't tell you why we didn't indict him. This is crazy. So everybody that's connected to Clinton got off. They got away. They can lie. They can sell uranium. They can connect with Russia. They can get information from Russia. No indictments. No problem. See, because he was supposed to tell us how all of this stuff began, and he was supposed to prosecute everybody that had Russian connections. Even Adam Schiff sitting up there had Russian connections. He was trying to get Russian information. Remember that call, the prank call from the two Russians that was saying that they got naked pictures of the naked Trump. And he was serious. I mean, he was on the phone gathering information. These people are unbelievable. They could do it, but when they do it, it's no problem. Really, contacting a foreign government or being contacted by a foreign government, when has that become a crime? That's not a crime. It's not a crime. Michael Flynn, he made a mistake and lied about contacting the Russians, or maybe he forgot about contacting them and they were all together in a room, and he forgot that he had talked to some Russians. So what? He was the incoming administration. What's wrong with talking to more foreigners? That was going to be his job. So what? And as far as gathering dirt on your opponent, it doesn't matter. You talking about Donald Trump Jr. getting information from this Nitskafolia girl, who, by the way, was led into this country on purpose by Loretta Lynch, the then AG, Attorney General of this country. That woman, Skisnavelia, whatever her name is, who had that meeting with Trump, was flown over here by the administration because her visa had worn out, and they gave her permission to come back into the country, and they set up this meeting with Donald Trump Jr. They were the ones that set this up. Donald Trump Jr. didn't contact her. And if you have some dirt on my opponent, yes, I'll be glad to meet with you. I would. What's the problem with that? Everybody does that. Hillary Clinton paid for this dossier, and the FBI was going to pay $17 million of our money for that same dossier, but they backed out of it. So this was a worldwide effort to set this whole thing up, to set up Trump by the FBI. And look over the interview again today with Mueller, and you'll see Jim Jordan asking him about all of these connections around the world, how all of a sudden they started making contacts with Popnovich, that guy that did a couple of days in jail that Mueller indicted. This is crazy, man. It's crazy. Okay, now this is over with. This is over with. America does not believe this stuff. This is over. I'm watching some of the Democrat people on Facebook. They're saying, oh, I find him credible. They're not saying, oh, see, there was a crime. Were you expecting Mueller to come up and say there was a crime? No. Why wasn't all the Democrats today? This is my final question. I'm going to let you go, and I want to get your input on this. This is my final question. Out of all the questions, this whole thing began because of Russia collusion, right? How come nobody asked any questions about Russia collusion? They moved from Russia collusion, they shifted over to obstruction. They knew from the beginning that this was not any kind of collusion. They used that collusion talk to get all of this stuff started. And now we have obstructors in the House. They have Nancy Pelosi and a whole bunch of House people that won the 2018 elections to be on the House. And that House now is obstructing the forward progress of this country. All right? That's my thoughts on that thing. But I'm telling you, this was a flop. It flopped. It was DOA. It was over. It was dead. Nunes, his opening statement was brilliant. It was brilliant. He went down the line on that stuff, but it was awesome. So, hey, look, America's great. We're making America great again, and we're going to keep America great. Let me get your comments, like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff.